Oh boy, oh boy. My sound not be working. You can hear me? Okay. So, all right. So it has been a minute since I've been in here. Life just kind of got in the way. But I have been doing cycled readings here. And there's something that I want to address with the collective, okay? And it keeps coming up. There are a handful of cards that have come up in almost every single one of the readings that I have done. I was going to put it in the heading, but for some reason it would not allow me to. But what I'm going to address here, hey Caitlin, how you doing, is the toxicity of love in spite of addictions. Okay, so the cards that have been very repetitive have been the devil and addictions and things like that. Thank you, I appreciate it. So I'm going to address this as a collective situation, being that it has popped up in almost every single zodiac. And it kind of has a lot of stigma towards it, as does like mental health. So we're just going to kind of address certain things here. This is like a second part due to a reading that I did a live I did a while back ago for the 5 love languages. So this will be a second part or two. This is more of the negative, toxic aspects of love, okay, and relationships. And this is family connections, significant others, whatever the case is, whoever is being, drugged through this, whether it's family, friends, children, mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, it doesn't matter. It is a universal issue. So we're going to chat about it. So it has kind of blown my mind that almost every zodiac reading that I've done, I would say for the past 2 months, has had these cards that come up that signify there is some sort of toxicity, there's some sort of addictions being had, and we're going to talk about them and take the stigma out of it, okay? So if you are dealing with somebody who has some sort of addiction, this could be gambling, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, food, for whatever reason, an addiction is an addiction, okay? And it becomes very toxic very quickly. And there's a lot of pointing fingers and a lot of blaming and a lot of, well, it's not my fault, it's your fault. Not the case, okay? If you are dealing with somebody who has some sort of something that they have to have every day, it is some form of addiction. Okay, whether it's sody pop or cigarettes or whatever it is, there's levels to this. Okay, and there's also reasons behind it. Okay, and those reasons, okay, have absolutely nothing to do with the non-addicted here. Okay, and everything to do with the one who is afflicted by it. Okay, so they're going to try and deflect, and they're going to try and blame game, and they're going to try and make it be your problem. It is not your problem. It is not your fault. Okay. This is a choice that they choose. And that's where the reality of it kind of slides for them, that they don't realize that it is their doing. They're choosing to do it. Okay. Not everybody can deal and maintain and stay strong in that kind of partnership or familyship or whatever the case is. But as time goes on, there is a lot of things that come into play here. Financial breakdown, lack of jobs, pain, past, whatever it is, there is always a reason. And not one of them reasons has your name to it. They can make it seem that way. But when something shows up that collectively, that there is such an issue with this, and a lot of people and a lot of clients are dealing with somebody that is affected by this in one form or another. When they come and ask me, I'm dealing with this person. I love this person, but this person has no will or want to change how they're doing something. You can't. It's not your business. They are going to continue to self-destruct how they self-destruct, and you have to understand that you are just the collateral damage. Okay? And that has to be okay. Because if you're choosing to maintain, a toxic relationship in spite of addictions, there is going to be issues that come up. Okay. And how you deal with said addiction with the person that you're dealing with, it is very important for you to understand that there's going to be backlash. There is going to be, oh, it's your fault. No, I didn't make you do this. You willingly did it. So putting that blame on me is how. Okay. They don't want to see that their destruction causes destruction of everybody else around them. Because at the end of the day, they don't know how to adult. They may think they do, but they don't. And they expect everyone else to validate them and give them ass pats for the good deeds that they do, that they do, and bring it out in some kind of way. Okay. And I have a piece of skin because I had a code. There we go. And they try to bring it out some kind of way that it is directly you. And it's not. And here's where the toxic part of this comes in. And it's not just with the person that you're dealing with, it is they are toxic to everybody. And they try to blame it on the other people. It takes more than one person to be toxic. So it's important to understand who you were before they came into your life, to understand where you changed at and where you kind of flipped into the behaviors that they were doing. Not necessarily what their choice of addiction is. I'm talking about the toxicity. So it gets to the point to where you give as well as you get. Okay. And then it turns into that tug of war of, okay, well, they did this, so this is how I'm going to react. Is it right or wrong? No. But we don't have to continue to handle these people with kid gloves. They're not kids. Okay, some of you may be dealing with children, your children that are affected by some sort of addiction, and they'll have a plethora of reasons as to why. Do some of them have to do with you as a parent? Maybe. As grown adults, should it even really be that big of an issue? No. Because as we grow and mature over our life, we learn to deal with the things that are no longer serving us for our highest good. So we do what? We release it. We let it go. We move on. Everybody deals with pain, heartache, disappointments, etc. All different. We are all uniquely individuals. We deal with things the way that we deal with them. Okay? Now, I can speak on this, number one, because my father was an alcoholic and a drug addict. He's been clean and sober for almost 44 years. So when people come to me and say, I can't do it, really? Can't or won't? What is preventing you? And what is preventing people from getting clean is the reality of the damage that they've done to the people that are closest to them and the ones that they love the most and that they push the hardest to get them out of their space. Again, it's not down to a right or wrong. It's down to it is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, if anybody wants it, they can do it. It can't be the people on the outside saying, you need to do this. Nah, baby, pick your life. Pick your life. If you want sobriety and growth, I'll be over here. If you want to continue living this way, I'll still be over here. And you can go about it and do what it is that you want. But the pain and the hurt that they divvy out throughout either your decision making or their own decision making, the damage that is done is already done and probably been done repeatedly over how long you've ever been with this person or this connection or whatever the case is. So I thought nothing of it when I did the first reading and I got the first 3 cards, okay? Devil, addiction, and then I got addiction again, and then it came up again. Okay, so maybe this sign is just really dealing with something, okay? Then I rolled over and did the 2nd, the 3rd, the 5th. I think there was one that I did that did not have anything about toxicity, addictions, anything in it. So then I thought, you know what? I need to say some things about this. People don't talk enough about the things that are going on within their life. And I'm going to throw And I'm not going to add depression, anxiety, and all of that into the addiction part. But I will add it most certainly into the reasons as to why. Okay. And again, that also falls under a thing that is not talked about very often. And eventually I will come on and do something with that as well, because I think it's extremely important. And we all know somebody who's close that is affected by some sort of depressions, anxieties, all these things. And let's face it, yes, I am a tarot channel, but I'm also human. And I feel and go through everything that you guys do, okay? Just a normal person who just happens to be able to do what I do, okay? And in my life, I have been touched with people close to me that I care very deeply for that have suffered with these things. Now, I'm okay with it. I'm very strong to deal with it. And if anybody could deal with it, it would be me. And that I will stand on the last mountain, 10 toes down on that shit, homie. Okay? I'm the strongest one to deal with it. But it's frustrating and it can become infuriating. And you don't know where to turn because they don't listen. They don't want to hear. So then you start kind of treating them the way that they treat you. Okay. And then it's even more of a you problem. You did this. Darling, when I tell you that we as humans live by the action reaction code, I swear people will, get it. They'll understand it. Okay. We react before sometimes we actually hear what is being said. Okay. Because once it gets to that point and you keep cycling in and out and in and out with the same situation, with the same excuse, the same reasoning. Oh, I can't go here because I'm afraid to lose you. And if I do this, you're going to do that. No. What? 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 No. The people that you have beside you for the longest are the people that are going to try to do everything in their power to get you where you need to be. But if you're going to sit around and see it as, they don't care. They don't this, they don't that. Babies, let me make it very clear to you. And I tell people in my readings all the time, if and when you check the fuck out and you just ain't trying to deal with this person anymore or this situation, what are you going to do? You're going to shut your mouth. Because once you shut your mouth, and especially the women who do this, once you shut your mouth and you stop talking and you stop quote unquote nagging, that is when all care about the situation has left that person's soul. They don't care no more. If you continue to have people on your side that are sitting there telling you, you don't need this, you got this, you can do it, and still are fighting you to fight for yourself, they care. They're tired, but they care. Now, I will be doing more in-depth readings with every single sign that this has come up for, and I will see what is going on here. Addictions are tricky. Toxic behavior tricky. Mental health, tricky. No one is saying that you can't feel what you feel. What we're telling you is there's other ways to cope. There's other things that you can do. And don't ever sit there and tell them, oh, well, you're doing this to me. They're aware of what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Once you understand your role, it will help you stay in your lane. Your role is to either be the enabler, the comforter. Those are your two choices. And a lot of times, the people who are dealing with the ones that are afflicted with these addictions turn into their enabler. And when you try to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, it still ricochets, okay? And it is going to come back in a negative light on you. At the end of the day, things are going to be said, things are going to be done. You're going to be hurt for the, umpteenth thousandth time, and you're going to cope with it the way that you do. You can't save them, okay? So no matter what the addiction is, okay, you can't save them. You can't save somebody from putting food in their mouth, from drink in their guts, from stuff in their arms, in their nose. You can't do none of that. You just have to sit back and make the decision. Am I going to sit here and watch this person completely destroy themselves, as well as yourself and everyone else that they're connected to? Once you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will stand up and you will say, look, I can't do this anymore. Your choices are get the help that you need or not. Now you're going to get faced with, well, you don't love me. You don't care about me. You rather see me out there than in here and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, sweetheart, those are your choices. Those are your choices. As adults, as children, we were taught about rules and regulations and things that we're supposed to do. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up with rules in my house. I would assume y'all did too. And there are rules in mine. No matter how lax they are and how chill I am with my children and whatever the case is, look, my kids are almost fully grown. I am 43 years old, I think. Sassy, I'm 43, right? But I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that it's worthless or it's a waste of time. It's not. Because a lot of us seem to think, oh, well, if you wanted to do it, you would do it. For some, it goes a lot deeper than that. If you love me, you would do it. Sometimes they can't. They don't even love themselves. So how can they really even truly love you? Right? It's a tug of war that a lot of people have to deal with. This is my best friend. This is my parent, my sibling, whoever it is. I don't think that there is one family out there in this day and age that is not touched, one, by mental health, situations, or addiction, or both. And we shove it to the corner. Why? Because we're embarrassed by it. We're embarrassed. We're embarrassed to be seen with you. Look at you. Does that make the person feel bad? Yes. Sorry. But your friends, your family are all aware of it. All of them. And then you get into the oh so crucial white lies, fibs, just out and out lying about situations or things that you've done or not done. Okay. Everybody knows your truth. Everybody knows. Here's one for you. I'm not drunk. You're not drunk? I smell it on you. And these are some of the things they think we are blind to the situation. They think that we're stupid and that they can pull the wool over our eyes. That's not the case. People just get fed up. They don't want to deal with it. There is too much heavy stuff going on in relationships now, today, as it is. People don't try to stick together. People don't try to work it out. They just give up and say, oh, okay, Sarah, Sarah. Fine. But it's heartbreaking to me when people come to me and say, I'm having this problem. And I have plenty of clients that have addictions of their own. And it's a constant, you got this. They're in recovery now at this point. But it took a hot minute to really get them motivated to really do it. If I speak to one of my clients that I have, I will ask her, she will come on and kind of discuss with you guys if that's something that you're interested in. I mean, even if you're not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. But there are a lot of factors. But you are not one of them. Okay? Never allow someone who is gambling their money, being unwise with their money, dealing with something that has nothing to do with you. That is something that they do most probably in the comfort of their own space. We cannot help them. We are too close to the situation, and it becomes very emotional very quickly. Emotions get brought in, okay? And we can't do it. We can't do it. Why can't we do it? Because we know the bullshit. We know the manipulation that comes with it. You can go and tell a whole stranger that you don't know your whole life story from A to Z in 20 minutes flat. But you can't tell someone who has been in your life for 10, 15, 20 years. Make that make sense. So the ones who are on the receiving end of this, okay, because like I said, the readings will be posted. They are there. If you are the person that is dealing with this, there is a lot of pain and misunderstandings and lack of understanding that comes along with this. You're doing the best that you can. You have tried to guide whoever it is, even if it's yourself, if you're the one who is dealing with this, okay? You've tried to tell yourself, I can't. I'm afraid. What's going to happen? Who am I going to lose? At this point, my darling, what do you even have that you can lose? You personally have made everyone just kind of step back and say, well, I did right by you. I did the best that I could for you, and it still wasn't good enough. So, if you're feeling froggy, leap. If you feel like you can do it on your own, then do it. If you can't, seek the assistance that is there for you. Guaranteed, you have a whole list of people that love you and care for you and want you to be successful with getting the help that you need. You can be mad as blazes at them all you want. But if you still have people in your life that are nagging you and fighting you and doing all of this, them are your people. But everyone gets broken sometime. So it only takes that one little straw to break that camel's back. You're only as strong as you allow yourself to be in situations like this. Like I said, this is not to deter you to be with somebody who may be suffering with something. Like I said, I deal with it. I have. To this day, I have nothing but love for this person. They don't see it that way. So again, I have to go back to the que sera, sera. Okay. Have it your way. Because doing it your way don't get nothing done. But doing it other people's way just might. But you're too scared. And that's okay. But eventually, if you don't want to live by people's boundaries and rules, all you have is you. So, like I said, my father is 71 years old. Okay. The best man that I have known my whole life. When my mother had me, my father went into rehab. My brother and sister may have seen and heard a lot. I hear the stories of it. But he went in and he got the help. Like I told you, almost 44 years he's been sober. So it can be done. You just have to want it. And the want to stop destroying the people that are closest to you, the people that have been there, that have dealt with your shit. Them are your people. Sometimes loving somebody through something doesn't work. Sometimes it comes right down to tough love. Okay, I will love you from a distance. What else can you do? But eventually, once addictions carry on for so long, people do end up pretty much alone. Because one by one, their support system starts to dwindle. Because the way they treat people, the way they do things, the way they continuously tell stories that they don't even know the truth to. That is a red flag for anybody who is dealing with this. If they can't keep their own story straight, possible that it's not entirely factual kind of thing. Now, like I said, I will dig deeper and see why this is coming up so much for everybody. But a lot of people are tied down to a lot of things that kind of get them stagnant. Love isn't a cure-all. It's a pretty damn good start. You can't fix somebody that's broken and doesn't want to be fixed. So the more you do and the more energy you waste trying to beg and plead and cry with them, please do this, it's not good for you, you almost died, kind of thing. And they don't care. They don't care because they don't see their worth. And again, that is another thing that we as people aren't supposed to validate others for. You're supposed to know that within yourself. Kind of like the same thing with happiness. You can't make anybody happy if you're not happy within yourself. It is not our job to make somebody happy. You understand? That comes from self. That comes from within you. You know what makes you happy. And a lot of people don't live by that and do the things that make them happy because someone's telling them it's wrong. So over the years, you kind of go quiet on certain things and you don't talk about certain things. If you're someone other than me, you might go quiet. I don't. Quiet is not an option for me. If somebody that is close to me and is in my circle, my people, somebody that I love and care for, ooh, baby, I will be on your ass like flies on shit until I just don't care no more. So as long as I am harping you and caring and trying to get you to see reason, I'm still in it to win it. Don't be mad that it's your weakest moment. I'm still stronger than you are. It's okay. Because in those moments when you're weak, I got you. If you don't trespass on my boundaries. So, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of energy that is, shifting into where there's a lot of shadow work that is coming up for a lot of people. Now, the thing about shadow work is it can be scary. It can bring up some demons that you kind of thought didn't exist anymore, traumatic experience, etc. But the great thing about shadow work, because we all have light and dark within, okay? So the shadow side is just the darker side of who you are, okay? There's healing that needs to be done, like deep-seated healing. And to see that there's so many people within the collective that need to do shadow work that have kind of been pushing it down. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to do it. Well, now it's almost like the universe is telling you, I'm intervening here. This needs to be done. And if you don't do these things, it's your choice initially. But there will be, obstacles put in your way to continue doing this until you kind of bend and fold into this change. Now, whether the change has to be something along the lines of healing past traumas, past hurts, whatever the case is, it's about to come thick for a lot of people here. Like I said, this is not singling out one addiction over another. This is just addictions in general. Okay. But too many people are getting lost in these things. And it's the same thing again. And I'm going to keep reiterating this, that it's the same thing with mental health. We don't talk about it enough. And there is a level of stigma that comes with it, that people are afraid of it, don't understand it. Oh, well, they're crazy, or that, the list goes on. Okay. No. Addictions are a sickness. Mental health as well. All kind of stemming from the same kind of thing. People become afraid when they have to self-reflect and they have to sit there and say, oh my God, I have damaged every single one of these people. And because I do A, B, and C, I'm going to numb myself so I don't feel it. But I can promise you one thing, that when they're in those moments of sobriety where they don't have, they do have that clarity. They do have the understanding that, oh my God, I am so wrong for doing these things. Because they're not seeing that the people that are closest to them are acting a certain way because of things that they're doing and saying and continuing to do it. If you set up a boundary saying, okay, well, if you're doing this, you can't come. It should be, you should respect that. If you want to do whatever it is that you're doing, respect the sanctity and the peace of somebody else's dwelling, party, gathering, whatever the case is. You choose to live your life a certain way. And the people that are connected to you that don't live their life that way, live their life a certain kind of way too. So it's pick and choose. Boundaries are healthy, especially when you deal with someone who has trespassed on you because of not having money or having what they need, or, oh, they've done this and you're this, that, and the other. Excuse me? Baby doll, I've been adulting for almost fucking 30 years. Okay, I've been on my own since I was 23. Okay? Not only on my own, but I moved a whole different fucking country, right? So I've been doing what I need to do. What are you doing? You know, and that's kind of the aspect that you could come from. Okay, yeah, you did this. Good job. Good job. I've been doing it for however many years you've been doing it. Because they seem to forget that if it weren't for you, that their world wouldn't go round. Whether it be a parent, a friend, a significant other, if you weren't in the position that you were to be there for that person, sure, they would find somebody else, but that person isn't you. So for everybody who is dealing with this and getting really down on yourself, talk about, I am tried everything. I try to make them see that I care, and it's not good enough. It is good enough. It is good enough. darling. It is so good enough. It is the best that they've ever gotten. Okay. You just can't penetrate what their favorite thing in the whole wide world is. And that's okay. That is okay. There's at the end of the day, there's nothing that you can do. Going quiet on them isn't going to make a difference, because then you're just really going to show them that you don't care, because now you're quiet. But if you talk to them and be real with them, then you're talking shit and they don't want to hear it because it's stressing them out. We all have stress. Life is stress. What world don't have stress? Sign me up. Let me know where it's at. For real, for real. I will be on the first stupid ass plane or space rocket to get me there. I don't care. Let me go there. We all cope different. And some don't cope at all. So when you come to me and you say, Vanilla, I got pain. I have this hurt that I can't shake due to another person. What do I do? Nothing. You cannot do anything. You've been there, you have loved, you have watched them at their worst, and hopefully some of you have seen them at their best. But there also comes a time where it can only go one way or the other. Life or death. Love or death. And we as people make the decision. And sometimes love isn't enough to cure an addiction or to make somebody want to change, especially when it's to the severity of 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. Love's not enough. So then you distance. You distance yourself. Okay. Well, talking don't help. So maybe if I put some distance between this person, they'll get it. They'll get it. They'll get that they need to get the help that they need to get. Now I'm just throwing out scenarios that I've dealt with clients, okay? And I'm not going to give names because that's disrespecting their peace. But you put space, thinking that that's going to help. Slowly but surely, they start getting help. They start getting help slowly, very, very slowly. We are talking the Knight of Pentacles slow. 6 months to a year. Okay? But they were doing it. This person was so proud, but kept their distance. Because if you put yourself back in the situation, are they going to stop doing what they need to do? Abso-fucking-lutely they are. Because you're what they want the most. And if you see that they're making progress and you go right back up in there, what's going to happen? And I told this lady, I said, what do you think is going to happen? Any progress that has been made this far is going to stop. Why? Well, because now you're putting yourself 2 feet back in and they're going to think that everything's fine. Okay, cool. So you put the distance thinking that's going to help. They start getting help, start making progress. Well, The worst case scenario that could happen happens. And they got a call that their person almost died. Why? Because there was a seizure that was had. Okay? Got it. So then she let me know all these things. I was her go-to. She came and spoke to me quite regularly about it. Well, now that this has happened, maybe that change will come. Change never comes, baby girl. What's wrong with you? It's going to stop them in their track for a hot minute, but not long. Because the monkey that is on the back, or the demons that they're fighting within, always win. So what are you supposed to do? Nothing. They have to figure it out. They have to choose life over death. And they have to realize that the people that are there, that are trying to put them on the right path to sobriety, success, health, healing, it's not pretty. There's going to be a lot of dark shit that comes up. But you take one thing at a time. They are going to paint you as the villain. They are going to paint you as the one who has done them wrong and not done this, that, and the third. Everything comes down to choice and decisions. You have free will in everything that you do. So either you do it or you don't. The only person it's hampering is you. The people that you are pushing away and the people that you don't give 10 shits about their opinion. What you mean? Like, there is so many chances, so many opportunities that you could go and you could get the help that you needed. What it comes down to is they lack the tools. They lack the tools to deal with stress, anxiety, pain, fear, disappointment. So they numb it out. Whether it be with food, smoke, drink, gambling, whatever the case is. It is a fact that a lot of people suffering don't like to have brought into their face. It's your life. You live this. And you force everyone else to deal with what it is that you live. And if you don't get your way, you have a tantrum and you go and ghost everybody. Okay? There are people that are willing to help you. I have always been willing to help. The only thing that I don't mess with is mental health. I'm not a doctor. Okay? I will discuss and talk and let you say what you need to say. But at that point, we're just two people having a conversation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, we'll do this, that, and the third. No, it's not my place. But when it comes to something like this, and you don't want to go get the help, and you keep telling the people closest to you, oh, I don't need anybody but my mom or my sister or my girl or whatever. then you got to listen to those people. If you want to try and do this on your own, you have to listen to the people that you name that you feel safe with to try to beat whatever you're trying to beat. All of it can't be dealt with outside. Some of it you need to, have help with in case things go wrong, right? But there are certain things that people close to you can help you with. But it goes back to, it's extremely taxing. It is tiresome. You can't make them see. You can fight them, talk to them till you are blue in the face, and it is not going to matter. You can cry them a river, and they're going to look at you like you're stupid. And they're going to hit you with this. You don't understand how hard it is. Really? Really? Okay, I don't understand. Gotcha. But what I do understand and what I can help with is the healing of body and soul. The mind has to be a you thing. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can guide you where you need to go, but I cannot force you to drink the water there. So, like I said, in this day and age, a lot of us are dealing with a lot of people close to us that are having some issues. Telling them over and over and over again that they're worthy of sobriety, that they are worthy of success and happiness, it doesn't matter. It doesn't compute. It's like those words in trying to reiterate to them that they are special, they are important. It doesn't factor. So a lot of us get fed up and just say, you know what? Especially when it comes to relationships, it comes down to, if you loved me enough, you would do it. Again, you can't use that, because where you're meeting them at, they don't even love themselves. They have self-destructed so much that they don't even know who they are anymore without this. And a lot of people won't go and get the help because, oh my God, what if I'm not the same person if I go and get the help? What if my people don't see me the same? What if I tell them my truth and they quote unquote judge me? Well, at the end of the day, somebody needs to, because you're not. And as human beings, we're a very judgmental being. How do you think you learn your lessons? You judge what it is that you want to bring into your life here. The things that you can handle, you do. The things that you can't, you're like, yeah, I'm not messing with that. So again, if you're trying to be with somebody, you're never going to get them to see your point of view. And if they do, it is very, very, very short-lived. And then it turns into, well, it's your fault. You made me see the situation clearer. Okay, good. And then it turns into, you don't care. You don't love me. You don't this. You don't that. Wow, you got that all from me setting up a boundary? Word? Cool. It's going to turn into a whole back and forth. And at the end of the day, you're going to become just as toxic as they are. It is going to turn into a back and forth and a battle of wills. If you talk too much, you don't care. If you're not talking, you don't care. So let them think what they need to think. Doesn't make it true. At the end of the day, it just makes you collateral damage. And you are just another source of them getting what they need at the very end of the day. And, you know, any kind of adulting that they have to do is a task. Well, I did this. Okay, good. Thank you. And you don't see it as trying. Who said that? There is such a level of manipulation. And that's where it starts breaking down the people that are closest to these people that need to have the help that they need to get. Now, it's really, really messed up that you can't put anybody into a center to get help. They have to be there willingly. If parents and friends and family could put somebody in a center to get the help, then there would probably be a lot of people on the road to recovery right now. But you can't force them. And that's where their relationship starts to break down. And they deflect and they put it on you. It's your fault. You did this. You didn't do that. I do this, but you wouldn't do it for me. Really? My darling, if you actually sat down and really thought to yourself how much these people actually do for you, you would keep your mouth shut. Because guaranteed, they do much more for you than you are ever capable of doing for them in the position that you're in. Now, that being said, you can take it how you want to take it. You can take it with a negative spin, positive spin. It doesn't change the fact. The fact is, these people that are still here trying to keep you floating and in this realm deserve a little bit more respect than what you're giving. And the people that are the ones dealing with this take this extremely hard, okay? Because like I said, there's always backlash. There is always something negative to be said, okay? You have people out here who are dealing with someone who has something going on in their life. And they may be a single parent. And you're pulling all this shit around these children. You have no right to do that. You may be treating your mother and father a certain kind of way. You have no right. You don't get to show our young people that this is the only way you know how to live. You don't get to put fear that something could happen to you on those kids. All you're doing is showing them how to fuck up. Oh, I can't deal with this, so let me have this. I can't do this, let me do this. And it's even worse when the parent of said child is the one that is suffering with something like this. You're showing your children right from jump that there is no clear coping mechanisms to deal with disappointment. Again, now I am a very upfront reader, okay? I will not split hairs on any kind of situation. Love me or hate me, I don't mind. You have your right, you have all of that. But when I'm dealing with someone who's coming to me for guidance and healing, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. These are the things that you need to do. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It just means you need to find yourself. It just means that there are certain things that you need to do that you don't want to do because you're afraid. The more you allow fear to play into what it is that you are trying to do, the more you're going to slow down and keep redirecting yourself when you keep hitting these obstacles. When you keep hitting a wall, oh, well, I've self-reflected. Oh, there's a problem in my childhood. Boom, done. Gonna go back and do what it was. Oh, boom, lost my kids. Gotta go back. Boom. Oh, boom, someone cheated on me. Gotta go back and start all over again. Because instead of going to those walls, looking those walls in the face, saying, all right, it is what it is, but I'm gonna tear you down. I'm gonna get to the other side of this and I'm gonna keep pressing forward because I'm worth it. Because there is a man or woman at the end of this waiting for me that loves me and wants me to do what it is that I need to do. But they can't be logical. They cannot be logical. So they see us as enablers. And once you take yourself out of that enabling position to end the codependency, y'all, you are the problem. Don't you know? My goodness. Once you, as the person that wants this person to get themselves right, to do what it is that they need to do, again, mother, father, brother, sister, doesn't matter. Whoever this person is, they are waiting for you to click it in your brain to say, oh my God, I might be afraid. I might have past trauma. I might have done this. I might have done that. But I have a good ass man or woman waiting at the other side of this for me. I owe it to not just myself, but to them, family, friends, significant others. You owe it to yourself to get yourself to a position of stability, rehabilitation, and moving on to something better that is waiting. And if you don't want to do that, then yes, you most probably will end up alone, or you will end up with a partner who is just as addicted and as toxic as you are. And then neither one of you will know the difference. Because neither one of you are going to be able to tell. But again, ciao. But yeah, do not let them place blame on you where you are not the one to be blamed. They like to point their fingers at everybody else. Yes, shitty things happen. Everybody has shitty things happen. We just know how to cope differently. And it's not a right or a wrong thing. It's just a know your problem, fix your problem so that you can do better and so that you can be better for not just yourself, but for everybody around you. The damage that the people that we deal with or that we love that have addictions, babies, at the end of the day, they've done their damage. So if you are successful in getting your person to go get the help that they need, there is some healing that you're going to have to do as well from the nonsense that was brought in. Do I recommend you doing it before they seek help? Absolutely not. Here's why. Okay. So if you were the sober one in the situation and you are requesting your person to go get help and they say, no, but you can go get help. That don't work. Why don't that work? Because while you're trying to go heal up the damage that they've done to you, they're still doing the stuff that they're doing, still damaging you. So what is the point in that? I mean, I suppose we could look at it two different ways. If you were to go get help, they would help you get away from the person. And if that is a path that you want to go down to where you get away from the person, then yeah, by all means, go to Al-Anon, get you enrolled in a therapy group, whatever. But if you're trying to hold it together and know this person's worth and what you two are supposed to be doing together, then no, until they move ass to figure it out, no, I don't think you should go get any kind of assistance until they do. Because it's just going to be a means to an end. Well, you're getting help. Why do I need to get it? And that's what it is. I don't need to go get help. I got you. I got this person and that person and that. We can't help you. We are too close to the situation. You will never in a million years tell the people that are closest to you the same thing that you would tell to a perfect stranger. Have you ever been in a position, okay, to where you're out and about, walking, maybe sitting in a park, bus stop, whatever the case is? Perfect ass stranger will come up to you and just start having this long-winded conversation with you. You don't know them. They don't know you. So whatever they say to you, you're not going to react poorly to, right? But when you're going through what it is that you're going through, sitting down and talking to someone that you know and that you claim to love and that they love you, it becomes a little bit more difficult. Why? Because they know you. They know when you're not being completely honest. They know when you're not, being 100 about something, okay? And then emotions and opinions, because you've been dealing with somebody for so long, comes out. They're not looking for that. And when those things do come out, oh, you're judging me. No, I'm having a conversation. The fact that you can't handle it says more about you than it does about me. Okay. So my darlings, the ones that are dealing with, a love connection in spite of addictions, it's tricky. It is extremely tricky. And sometimes you just need to step back and make the decision that you don't want to make because they're forcing your hand, because they don't want to listen to the boundaries and the rules that you set up. You're not going to do this. You are not going to treat me this way. You are not going to do A, B, and C. And then they come in and think they're going to do it anyway. Well, sorry, but no, that don't work. That does not work. And then if you throw into any other factor that there may be other people living in the same house or whatever the case is, children, roommates, etc., it causes an upheaval that nobody wants to deal with. Frank, this is a tarot and spiritual guidance. We are having a discussion on toxicity of love in spite of addictions. But yeah, shadow work is needed deeply here. And I will be doing some readings on that in the days pressing forward. Because it's getting quite bizarre that it's coming up in all of them, all the readings. So I just wanted to sit here and kind of have this conversation with you collectively to let you know that either if it's you or your person, that is going through something like this, sometimes you just got to release it. You got to go somewhere. You're going to have to scream it out. You're going to have to pray it out for those of you who do that, and hope and wish for a better outcome. That most probably won't happen anyway, because they've already made their decision. And their decision is their choice of addiction. Now they could surprise you and really get it together, but again, that's not looking very fruitful either. So you're just going to have to press on and do what it is that you can do. And for those of you who have separated or put distance between your person, you're just going to have to let it kind of be what it is until they get done having their temper tantrum. And once they get done having that temper tantrum, I guess you'll see where you're at then. And the messed up part of it is that some of you have soul contracts with these people, which adds another layer of, oh shit, to it. Because you probably already dealt in another life with this same exact spirit, doing the same thing. It is a form of karmic debt that is being done here, and there are lessons that this person needs to learn. And they're not seeing that. They're not seeing that there is lessons that they need to learn. So they are going to keep cycling this in and out until they sit down and learn the lesson. Oh, well, you said this, so I see everything clearly. You are not going to manipulate the situation to make it be what you want it to be. You are not going to downplay and degrade everybody who has been on your side. But if that's what you want, then that's what you're going to get. It really has nothing to do with you. At the end of the day, the one who is, you know, not afflicted by this and not living this life, it's not on you. It's on them. If you've made it clear you need to change so that we can move forward, and they're going to go back and forth. Oh, well, I'm changing, so you need to change. No, that is not how that works. And I've gone live on this too. Just because somebody is on a journey, we do not all go on a journey at the same time. Most journeys are separate and very personal. Has nothing to do with forcing anybody else to go on a journey way before they're supposed to. You have a journey for you. Your person will have a journey for them when their time is up. And then you guys will have a journey together where there's growth within the connection. Just because you're doing something or having to go through changes does not mean that your person has to as well. Because once you get yourself into a position to know, oh, Lordy gee golly, I'm the problem. My addiction is the problem. You're going to see sooner or later that the person that you were given the most shit about changing because you have to change, no. You have to change because what you're doing could possibly end you. What you're doing is what? Maybe being a bitch to them? Okay, and sorry. Action, reaction. You don't care if you live, and I don't care to entertain that part. So if you want to do that, it is what it is. Prove everybody right that you can't do something, that you can't make yourself better. Because it's not even a fact of, oh my God, Vanilla is such an a-hole. Mm-mm. No. No. I'm speaking real with you. The more you allow them to hoodwink you, the more you're going to allow shit to keep sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding. But yet you don't love them, right? You don't care about them, right? Some of you have been dealing with the same person for years. If they are not a functioning addict, what are they doing? What are they contributing? Nothing. If they aren't contributing to the household and they aren't contributing to you emotionally, what are they giving? What are they doing? Nothing. So no, it does not need to be on your shoulders as to what has fallen apart. Because I guarantee you, it's got nothing to do with you. Some of you get into these relationships with people and don't even know that there's a problem until it's too late. Didn't know that there was even anything you needed to be concerned about. And then it just smacks you in the face. Hello. Ah. And by that time, it's already too late because you have a connection with this person and then you can't make heads or tails of what it is that it needs to be. So no, it is not something that we just give up on, especially when there is investing in the connection, okay? When there's love in the connection, or as much love as that they can give. Well, you don't love me, but I've been with you for so many years. What you mean? You don't do anything. What are you bringing to the table? What are you building emotionally? It ain't even about money. Where is the emotions? Where is the trust? Where is all of this? I don't want you for your money. I'm with you clearly for all these years because there's love. And they don't see it. They don't see it. And by the time they do see it, they've already had a temper tantrum to remove it. So it's not on you. And then they do things that break your trust. Okay? Trust and loyalty are two of the hardest things to gain, the easiest to lose, and you'll probably never get it back. And then you blame them for your trespasses. Well, you should just trust me. Nah, you broke that trust. What are you doing to build it back? Not listening, not following requests that I'm asking. Good way to show me that it's okay to trust you. Good. So it gets to that point to where it gets to be that snarky and not really wanting to hear it anymore. Oh, my pain. What pain? Don't worry about it. Then why'd you bring it up? Kind of thing. And again, it is that toxic wheel turning and turning and turning and turning. So then you try tough love. And again, all it does is backfire because they so desperately have to be the victim. They have to be the one that is done wrong. No. I live a certain kind of way. If you want to be around me, I am requesting that you do this. If you cannot do it, then just say it. Then stay where you're at. If that's what you're doing tonight, it's okay, boo-boo. Stay there. I'll see you in a day or two. You want to go gambling tonight? I don't. You want to do that? Go do that. I will see you in a day or two. You want to binge on food, alcohol? Do that. I am totally down with you doing that, but not around me, not around my children. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people have to start putting up boundaries when it comes to these people that, yes, you may love them and you may care what happens, but they have been so blatantly disrespectful and disgusting towards you. Baby doll, at the end of the day, you stuck it out. You did what you needed to do to be a good boyfriend or girlfriend to whoever it is that you're dealing with. And if I am talking to someone who is dealing with an addiction, understand this. It is coming from a place of great love and respect for you. Get help before it's too late. Don't allow something to take you away from the people that love you the most. No matter if you feel some kind of way, or I don't need to be here, I'm this, I don't do nothing for anybody, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What more do you want people to say to you? What more can one do to make you understand? Because when these people that love you, you're going to hit them with, oh, you drag me down. Who drags who where? Nah, sir. Mm-mm. No. No. Your person is not dragging you anywhere but out of the hole that you've put yourself in. So you need to start realizing the facts of the situation. Because this person that you've been dealing with, and like I said, these are long-term relationships that have had these cards come up. This person has stuck it out with you, and in trying to dig you out of the hole that you've put yourself in, while you're throwing the dirt on them, burying them quicker than anything. The people that have been loyal to you and stood by you, you are shitting on them. So you need to go get the help that you need to get before it's too late. Because one of two things are going to happen. You're going to lose everybody, and you're going to end up on the street. Or you're just not going to be here. The third choice would be go to get the help that you need. Prove everybody wrong, that you can do it. Even if it's just to come look in their face and say, you know what? Here, look at me now. Fuck you. Cool. Congrats. I'm proud of you. That's it. But now just know that when you get into another relationship, you're healed. You ain't bringing no other baggage into any kind of relationship from day one to poison it until there's nothing left. Congratulations. Now you won't treat him or her the way that you treated myself. Do you understand? And that's all you can hope for at the end of the day. Look, make your decision. But there's a lot of you that are going to be walking away from this because it has been going on for so long. And you're going to feel some kind of way about it. But you will be okay. In the end, you will be okay. You will probably be more than okay. And by the time it's all said and done, the reality of it is about 95% of you are still going to be ending up doing better than they do. It's a long journey to be on with somebody who is procrastinating to go get help. Then it's a longer journey once they start gaining reality and getting those reality checks. And like I said, with that tougher side, that standing your ground, standing 10 toes down of, you're not going to treat me like this. You are not going to do this anymore in my space. I love you, but you can't be here. Come back when you're not in that mindset. And then they blow it out of proportion so they can do whatever it is that they want to do and not have to be sorry about it anymore. So if you're dealing with someone who does these certain kind of things and they do a lot of cheating, a lot of talking to people behind your back, now you've just given them the space to do what it is that they do best. Do it, lie about it, come lay in your bed, go back, do it, whatever it is that they're doing, whatever it is that they do on the side. Go ahead. But now you don't got to hide it anymore, right? So then they're going to start that process of jumping from couch to couch to couch to couch. Or if they live on their own, they're going to start having randoms in there trying to fill whatever void is missing because you're not there. Because they couldn't handle the truth of the situation, that these are my boundaries. We are not doing this. We are not gelling right now. We should not be in the same house, kind of thing. And they're going to take it to that extreme. Let them. Let them. Because when they have a whole bunch of random people trying to fulfill the things that you did for them, they're going to realize real quick, especially if there was genuine love there. And like I said, a lot of you had soul contracts, twin flame contracts with this person. They're going to know. They're going to know. And for a lot of you, if you have someone that is with you that says, you will never be with anybody ever again, or I'm staying with you because you'll never find anybody, or whatever, that's just showing you that they're afraid to leave because they know damn well that they're never going to be able to find someone for them as good as you are. You, on the other hand, will find somebody within 2.2 minutes, the same as them, or even better than them. They know that you will find better. They won't. Nobody is going to take somebody with an addiction who is not trying to really heal themselves. Nobody. They're going to see within a matter of 48 hours, a week, nah, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do then? I mean, you got to figure it out. No, I'm talking about stuff that has come up in my readings as a collective. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm helping people understand that you don't have to be the blame holder for somebody who is suffering from some sort of affliction, addiction that they choose. It is their choice, because everything in life is dealt out by choice and decisions. Your life can change in an instant with whatever choice or decision that you make. And if you make the wrong one, then, shit plays out a certain kind of way. But yeah, like at the end of the day, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say. It's not your problem. They can either decide what it is and see it for the fact that they probably crossed too many lines with you, and hopefully it will force them to see what they need to go do. No job, no other relationship is going to change any of this for you. You're still going to continue to have the behaviors that you have. So you have to get the help to fix the behavior. And or you're just going to, like I said, you're going to keep doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again with whoever it is that you meet. because you're not able and not wanting to fix the situation, or because you think that you can't. And I guess let's face it, at the end of the day, some can't. All right, guys. Like I said, I will dig deeper into these readings to kind of see what's going on there. But right now, like I said, the last 2 cycles, it keeps reoccurring in certain zodiacs. So certain readings. Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer. I'm trying to Taurus, I think maybe even Taurus too. But it's been quite prominent that it keeps coming up. Oh, and Capricorn. Gemini, yeah, Gemini too. So, I mean, it's a reoccurring theme, okay? I don't know why that it's showing up the way that it is. But again, like I said, in this day and age, there's a lot of shit that is messed up. Things that we can't necessarily come to terms with. And let's not sit there and say that everybody who suffers with stuff, that it's right out there in the open. There are tall tale signs, okay? People who drink, smoke, food, those are the more visible ones. But there are quite a few addictions that are very under the radar here, and that can be masked as certain things that really aren't an issue, but in the end, in the long run, they are. Gambling, you know, I'm not excluding any addiction. Okay, sex addiction, porn, whatever it is, it all destroys the sanctity of these sacred relationships. Every relationship that you get into, especially when you have a twin flame or a soulmate connection, they're sacred. They have been put in the stars for generations that you and this person were supposed to reconnect, okay? But if you're still kind of doing something that you were doing back, there, and then you're bringing it into here, it's not helpful. And to tell the person that you're with that they don't love you because of that, I'm going to sit here and tell you with great certainty that within all of those readings, they were still loving on this connection, still wanting this connection. So what is happening here? What is going on that people think that this is acceptable behavior? It's not. And it's not even just the relationship that you're having with this person. It ricochets off of everything. It hits every person that you're dealing with. Think about your parents, because a lot of us still probably have our parents, okay? And this is an adult channel, so there's nobody under the age of 18 here. So your parents are still alive, right? Think of what it is that you're doing to them. Wait, you can't. You can't possibly know the damage that you are doing to somebody else when you were on self-destruct mode 24/7. It is time, respectfully, for you to fix your shit so you can stop damaging the people that are fighting your battle for you. And I believe that's all at this point that I really have to say about it. You know, I will dig a little deeper and see what I can find, if anything, but time is fluid. So, you know, you're just going to have to kind of figure it out. Everything changes with time. And if you're not willing to change, then you're just going to have to kind of figure it out. But don't let the people that you're connected to that are in this bracket make you feel like you're in the wrong, that you're doing something. You're not hampering them from doing anything. It all comes down to choices. And you can live your life the way that you want. But that does not mean that you can disrespect or damage anybody else. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So, yeah. So I will leave it there, and I will let you all know what it is when I dig a little deeper into those other readings. But hopefully for some of you, the energy has changed because a decision has been made here. Or it's just on to the next problem just for it to resurface again at a later date. But yeah, you don't have to deal with what you personally do not have to deal with their addiction. Their addiction is their addiction. That has nothing to do with you. You can choose not to be around when they're dealing with said addiction. But I digress. All right, y'all. I might be back on later tonight to do more love readings. I'm not sure. I'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, any questions or comments, go ahead and drop them in the comments when this live goes into a video form, and we can continue this discussion. I'm sure it'll come back up. Like I said, the first part of this is already posted, and it's the 5 love languages. This is just the more dark side of love, okay? You got to take the good with the bad. So this would be kind of like a part 2 to it. And the next one we talk about will be mental health, because let's face it just needs to be talked about. But in between that, there will be other readings that are done up in here. But yeah, so again, of course not. All right, Sass, I'll see you on the other side. Later, y'all.